Well, hey guys, it's Michael Raushin, and it's Thursday Quote of the Day. Today's quote is more of an acronym, and it's for the word hope. And that acronym is, hang on, pain ends. You know, that's a pretty cool acronym. I'd never seen it before, but wanted to share it with you today. Now, one definition of hope is that it's a belief that the future will provide or produce a better outcome than what you're experiencing right now. Right? That it will get better. Now, what that requires, though, is the belief part, right? There's been a lot of research and studies of many examples of how those people that were going through some terrible or some awful experience, that those that had hope, that believed it would get better, they were the ones that survived the moment, right? So a good example, or maybe a basic example that I have is when I was going through the Army's Airborne School, which is where the Army trains you to be a paratrooper, they mess with you physically and emotionally, mentally, because they're trying to weed people out. And one of the things they did, it was kind of interesting. The first week, you'd be running, and you'd start off at a certain spot. You'd do the 4-mile run or 5-mile run. And then as you were coming up on the spot where you had started originally, you felt that, wow, we may be about done. And then they'd issue you the command, quick time march, which means stop running. And then they tell you to halt, and it was all over. The pain ended. Well, on one particular morning, as we were coming up after the run, on the spot where we had started, everybody's expectation is that the pain's going to end, we're over. They give us a quick time march command, we start walking. Next thing you know, they issue double time march, which means start running again. And an interesting thing happened. There was a number of guys, a percentage of guys that just dropped out. They couldn't run anymore. I guess in their minds, they lost hope. They didn't believe that the pain was going to stop. And so without the hope, they quit. And the rest of us, we continued on hoping and expecting that, well, eventually this pain's going to end. We know it is. So we kept running. That may be a simple example, but it was an interesting dynamic that I noticed, that if you lose hope, that you don't believe that it will get better, that it's only going to stay bad, right? You can quit, and that's a sad state to be in. So as best you can this week, things are going to happen. Life's unfair. It is. And we're going to have the hope that things will get better. So keep the faith, keep the belief, hope. You guys have a great week. Thanks for listening. Please like, please share. God bless you. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.